Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our 9 p.m. English News Edition. Here are the headlines. Somali President begins a working visit to Djibouti. In Tajura, activities of Tajura Cultural Festival continues in the White City. International news, Middle East, last hospital in northern Gaza out of service after Israeli raid. Details in this news. Welcome to our newsroom, ladies and gentlemen. As I mentioned, the President of the Federal Republic of Somalia, Mr. Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, began a working visit to Djibouti on Saturday morning, with the highlight being a summit meeting he will have tomorrow Sunday with the head of state of Djibouti, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Margeli, at the Presidential Palace. During this meeting, the two leaders are expected to discuss bilateral relations and the current situation in Somalia, particularly the progress made by the country in its fight against the terrorists in an effort to restore the authority of the state over the entire national territory. The discussion between the two presidents will undoubtedly also extend several other topics of common interest for both countries and peoples, including regional and international matters. Djibouti, accompanied by a high-level delegation, including the Minister of Defense, Mr. Abdul Qadir Mohammed Noor, the Somali president was welcomed on Saturday morning at Djibouti International Airport upon his arrival by the Prime Minister, His Excellency Mr. Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed. In Tajura now, after a rich exchange during the conference debate which brought together experts, artists and cultural officials, the Prime Minister, accompanied by several government members and local authorities, had the opportunity to explore the diversity of handcraft creation on display. The products ranging from leather goods to the traditional fabrics and handmade jewelry reflect the cultural wealth and ancestral craftsmanship of the region. This event is part of the effort to promote local craftsmanship and support the region's cultural and economic initiatives. The Prime Minister praised the commitment of the local artisans and expressed his support for the preservation and promotion of craftsmanship, which is a vital pillar of Tajura's heritage and cultural identity. He also added that the importance of such events is encouraging tourism and boosting the local economy. At the conclusion of the Tajura Cultural Festival, the second phase of the conference debates helped strengthening the understanding and appreciation of Mad'a Afar, an iconic cultural tradition of the region. This event brought together local representative, experts, and enthusiasts of Afar culture to exchange ideas and share perspective on preserving this living heritage. The debates, rich and diverse, addressed key topics such as the transmission of ancestral knowledge, contemporary challenges, and the role of the customary law in the social and cultural fabric of the region. These discussions highlighted the efforts required to ensure the sustainability of this tradition while considering the modern challenges related to globalization. These conservations are crucial for recognizing the customary law as an intangible cultural heritage of great value. The creation of synergies among local stakeholders is essential to ensuring the continuity and adaptation of this tradition in an ever-changing world. In Djibouti City, a fire broke out last night around 11 p.m. in the Jebel neighborhood, located in the capital, causing significant material damage. Over 40 homes were destroyed by the flames, forcing several families to evacuate urgently. Civil protection teams and emergency services supported by the airport firefighters quickly mobilized to control the fire and secure the area. Despite the swift arrival of rescue teams, the lack of space to allow intervention vehicles to pass contributed to the rapid spread of the flames. The cause of the fire remains undetermined, but an investigation has been opened to shed light on this tragic event. We are doing everything we can do to support the affected families and restore the situation, said the deputy mayor of the third district, Mr. Haibe Hared, while praising the quick response of the rescue team. Local authorities have also set up an assistance system to help those affected by the disaster. MP Ibrahim Ahmed Abdo, for his part, praised the swift intervention of the firefighters and the national police, who made tireless efforts to control last night's fire. And now sport, the long-awaited final of the Inter-Services Tournament of Tajurra, organized by the Regional Sub-Directorate of the Ministry of Sports, took place with great fanfare on Friday, December 27, at the legendary Harak field. This sporting event brought together players and spectators around the values of teamwork and competitiveness. The afternoon began with an excitement match between the CM team and the General High School team. From the kickoff, the intensity of the game captivated the audience. Both teams put on a high-level performance, combining technique, strategy, and determination. Despite the rivalry felt on the field, mutual respect marked the entire match. After a thrilling game, which ended with a score of 1-1, the General High School team secured victory in the penalty shootout, winning 3-2 against the CM team. This triumph rewarded the exceptional collective work, with each player contributing their skills to the team. The event was also honored by the presence of the influential figures, including His Excellency Hassan Mohammed Kamel, the Minister of Sport. He praised the commitment of the players and emphasized the importance of sporting competition in strengthening social and institutional bonds. Other notable figures included Member of the Parliament, Mr. Abdullah Rufa, the President of the Tekem Tarago, Mr. Bashir Maki. They are accompanied by many officials from the armed forces. And now we collect several reactions on site, including one of Mr. Daoud Adab, the Deputy Director of Regions at the Ministry of Sport, who shared his thought on the event and its significance. Mr. Adab expressed his satisfaction with the organization and the enthusiasm shown by the participant, emphasizing the role of sport in fostering unity and community sports in Tajurra. In the south now, the Regional Sub-Directorate of Ministry of Sport in Dikhil marked the conclusion of the second edition of the Inter-Service Tournament on Friday, December 27. Over the course of a month, the various decentralized services in the region competed in intense match, showcasing about both their talent and their sportsmanship. The long-awaited final saw the team from the local middle school face off against the Ministry of Youth and Culture, a team in a spectacular match full of twists and turns. After fierce battle, the middle school team emerged victorious with a narrow 3-2 win. The match featured remarkable individual performance and provided an electric atmosphere. This tournament not only highlighted the dynamism and the talent of the participating teams, but it also strengthened the spirit of the friendship. The second edition will be remembered as an unforgettable sporting event, celebrating both fair play and the passion of the game. The police in Dikhil region recently pulled off a major bust by dismantling a network specializing in burglary, operating mainly in southern Djibouti. Thanks to the arrest of the network's leader and his associate in Galilei, with the support of the border police, a significant breakthrough has been achieved in the fight against crime. These criminals were involved in 9 burglaries in Ali Sabih in 2023 and 7 others in Dikhil region. The total loss amount to over 10 million Djibouti francs. These criminal acts which marked the year 2024, mobilized the forces of law and order determined to put an end to their activities. The investigation also led to the arrest of the co-perpetrator of Mouloud's burglary and the seize of sophisticated equipment used in these crimes. After informing the competent prosecutor and high authorities, the ringleader was taken to custody. A flagrant delicto investigation was opened in accordance with Code of Criminal Procedure. A total of 5 individuals, for both perpetrators and accomplices in these thefts, were arrested in connection with this case. They were brought to justice on December 26, 2024, marking an important step in securing the region and restoring public confidence in the forces of law and order. In Somalia now, farmers are resuming their agricultural activities after the autumn rainy season marked by floods that devastated their fields. Near Beledweyne in the Hiran region, farmers explained that the first harvests were destroyed by the rains, but the return of dry weather is now enabling them to replant their land. Floods caused by seasonal rains as well as by the Juba and the Shabelle rivers regularly hit Somali's crops, jeopardizing agricultural and self-sufficiency. This year, however, flooding has been less severe than in previous year. To support the agricultural sector, the Somali government, through the Ministry of Agriculture, launched a campaign last year. Modern agricultural equipment such as vehicles was distributed to improve production and promote farmers' resilience. For the international news now, Kamal Adwan Hospital in Gaza, the last major health center in northern Gaza, is now out of service following an Israeli raid. The WHO has announced, located in Beit Lahia, the facility has suffered fire and destruction affecting essential services. According to the WHO, 60 medical staff and 25 patients are in critical condition. On Friday, the Israeli army carried out an operation near this hospital, already hard hit by the war that has been devastating Gaza's health service for 14 months. This intervention comes a day after 5 medical staff were killed in an Israeli strike. Since the start of the Israeli offensive on October 7, 2023, at least 45,436 Palestinians have been killed in the besieged territory. Now in Kosovo confirmed its first case of Mpox on Friday, according to health authorities, identifying the patient as a 30-year-old man who had recently returned from West African country. The individual was hospitalized on December 24 after presenting with fever, chills, and skin change on his face and hands, according to the Kosovo Institute of Public Health. Authorities have traced all individuals who had been in contact with the patient and issued guidelines on infection prevention and control measures. And now the African grey parrots, known for the remarkable abilities to mimic human speech. The African grey parrot is now threatened by poachers who illegally traffic them to meet the growing demand for pet birds. African grey parrots are increasingly the target of illegal trafficking due to the rising demand for pets. Most of the animals captured by poachers do not survive long enough to become pets. However, most of the birds trafficked illegally come from West Africa, where they live in equatorial forests of countries such as Cameroon, the DRC, the Nigeria, and according to Nigeria, according to the World Parrot Trust. In the past, the population of wild African grey parrots was in the millions, but it has now plummeted to around 100,000 parrots. This is it for this edition of 9 p.m. English News Edition. Thank you for watching us and stay tuned for more on RTD.